Do you have family letters in your family archive? Are they love letters, letters from the war front, traveling, or serving missions? Often correspondence is full of genealogy gold and gives us fantastic insights into the minds and emotions of our ancestors. But what can you do with these old letters to help our family appreciate them more? Howdy, welcome to Write Your Family's History. If you're new here, I'm Devin Noel Lee, a published family history author who wants you to learn how to quickly write non-boring family histories to share your legacy with your loved ones. On our primary channel, Family History Fanatics, I shared many steps for preserving family journals and diaries. I recommend you watch that video to learn how to protect the physical artifacts you have and how to digitize the pages. After digitizing your family letters, consider creating either an easy or enhanced letter project. The Easy Letter Project publishes a series of letters in a bound book. You can include only digital copies of the letters or insert pictures of the letters with transcriptions following each image. Arrange the letters chronologically by the date the author wrote them. While this project is easy, remember to add a few enhancements to make them enjoyable. At the front of the book, introduce who the letter writer is. Then provide some context to the time the letters were written and why. For instance, a series of letters written to Charles Thomas's parents while he served during the Civil War between 1862 and 1864. Or letters written between spouses Jeremiah and Catherine Hendrick while he traveled to California during the Gold Rush. She cared for their young daughter in Rehoboth, Delaware. If you have maps, photos of the letter writers, or pictures of the places mentioned in the letters, then sprinkle them between the letters to add more visual interest. A good example of scanned letters interspersed with photos is this book by Edith Von Gut, and it's called Love, Kurt. Once you have all those items prepared, create a PDF of the content and send it to lulu.com for publishing. They do an excellent and affordable job. While this easy project makes letters shareable with family members, the following suggestion will make them far more enjoyable. The work is challenging. Can you handle it? Before we continue, if I've given you value during this video, please bop the like button and subscribe to this channel. Then leave a comment or a question about your family history writing struggles. The Enhanced Letter Project begins in the draft phase similar to the Easy Project. Include digital copies of the letter and transcriptions of each note. Arrange the letters chronologically by the date written. Now, you're going to read each letter critically. For instance, if the letter said, "The captain gave us double rations for successfully completing our AIT today." Who is the captain? What is their name? What is their age? What other details can you find out about them? What are double rations? How rare or frequently are they? Do they happen? Would someone consider this a reward or a punishment? What is AIT? Define the acronym, then explain what this might involve, and how easy or difficult is AIT? In short, digitally mark up the transcription of the letter. Think like a reader unfamiliar with the letter writers. What is happening that a reader wouldn't understand, but the writer would? Repeat this process for each letter. Whether your project includes letters written by one person or a series of letters exchanged, it's time to make the timeline of the communications make sense. Often letters will overlap between correspondence, or writers will tell stories out of order when they happen. For instance, a writer could say, "I forgot to tell you about..." The goal of this revision is to make the final project flow better for a reader's standpoint. Now, this might mean that you take portions of a letter from when it was written and move it earlier in the letter order. At this stage, consider that your final project will likely not contain every digitized letter within your book. Perhaps you'll include clippings from the letters to add visual interest to the readers. While you're making that decision, move the transcribed and marked up sections to the proper arrangement chronologically. Then create a reference, not a full citation yet, to the letter that section originated in. With the content of the letter arranged chronologically, add historical context. For example, you may have letters written between two lovers who attended different colleges. Incorporate details about the universities they attended. What was the culture of the schools, what each person studied, and what each field of study required. Also include who finished their education first and how far apart the lovers lived. Next, layer world and local events, technologies and entertainment of the day, and social customs into the story. By so doing, you're making this series of letters more engaging for your readers by anchoring their correspondence in a time and place. Finally, there are better ways to tell a story than chronological arrangements of letters. Consider rearranging the correspondence one more time into thematic categories. Many writers discuss multiple topics in their notes. For example, they could discuss education, work, service, faith, politics, trials, etc. With the discussion in chronological order, your final project can still be difficult to follow unless you group correspondence by these topics. These topics can then be their own chapter. One chapter may discuss veterinary medicine training experiences. You can begin with the memory the vet student shared, then follow it with the non-vet student's reaction and follow-up questions, then move on to the next vet-related memory. The next chapter may discuss the football season and associated activity the sorority member participated in. Even though the sorority football season experience might overlap the vet medicine stories, you should collect the related messages in separate chapters. Thus, your reader will know each chapter has different timelines, but the conversation flow is smoother. Similar to the Easy Project, you will want to add visual elements that enhance the story of the letters. These elements may include maps, artifacts, newspaper clippings, and more. However, the Advanced Letter Project will need to finalize your decision on how many digitized entire letters to include. You could publish a book that contains all the letters at the end of the book. Give each letter a reference number, then craft citation to refer to those documents. Thus, the vet stories could appear in letter 4, 8, 12, and 15. The sorority girls topics appear in 3, 8, 13, 14, and 15. And anyone wanting to see the entire letter can then know where to look at the back of the book. Then you can include clippings of the letters within the bodies of the rearranged text. A writer may have a funny way of writing something. Perhaps they used hearts on the letter I, or excessive exclamation points, or capital letters. Perhaps the author doodled a lot. Choose highlights of the handwritten letters to include in the body of the text to make the pages visually appealing. And remind your readers that all your content comes from a series of letters. I hope you now have a wealth of ideas on what to do with the letters in your family archive. For family history writers, this can be a fun and challenging experience. However, for those more focused on preserving than writing, you can publish the letters so that someone else can enjoy what you make. And perhaps they'll tackle the advanced project in the future. Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Then go watch this video for more tips on improving your family history stories.